love the scope of trap beats, the Fixx is saying, ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up, ooh. DJ Focus, tell him turn you up, ooh.
Welcome back, DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. You tap back into the Fixx, your source for faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. And listen, it's time for our spiritual detox, and we talk about it all the time. Shouts out to everybody making, like, super dope Christian R&B music. Like, it's a whole vibe now, and I'm excited because for a long time, we talk about some of the pioneers like Kenton Jones and some of the others, you know, your Mary Marys and Kirk Franklins. We only had them and it was only selected songs, but now it's to a whole nother level. It's so many different dope artists out here that are making quality good music, and I have a super talented lady on the line right now who's making some quality music. I'm excited to have a great conversation with her. I'm just hopefully it's a project brewing on the way that we can talk about and everything else. So without further ado, help me welcome in the super talented Sajay. What's going on, sis?
Hello, good. How are you?
I'm good. How's the new year been treating you so far?
It's been good. Glad to be here, of course, and I feel like the year's off to a great start.
That's good. So before we jump into all the dope music that you're creating, share a little bit of your faith journey with the people. Maybe kind of how like you develop your own personal relationship with Christ.
Yeah, so I grew up in church, Christian family, all that. But I would say my own personal walk started with God after losing my dad in 2020 to COVID. That's when I um, definitely started to read more, and I guess I was just looking for answers, which led me to just growing my faith with God.
Yeah, listen, my condolences to you. I also lost my dad in 2020,
Wow.
and then I lost my mom in 2022. So,
Oh my goodness.
um,
I'm sorry.
neither one of them were COVID related, but just losing parents within almost a 3-year gap. Listen, I was in a total like depressed state. So I do have to ask, what did you do to handle your grief? Like, how did you process the grief of losing your father?
hmm well, I was new to college, so I was probably about a week or two in. So, my best friend was my roommate at the time, and she definitely was there for me a lot. Um, and I started like at a new church. They had small group, and I feel like having like a small community like that, like just people close to you that you can lean on, especially like other young people that are believers, was very, very crucial. Because I will say, like, at first, being new to college, it was easy to like go to parties or do whatever to get my mind off of it. But I tried that and I was like, this ain't me. So that's when I really started to go to church more, like more regularly, and small group, like I said. And I started watching sermons online. That helped a lot too. Like for the days I didn't feel like going to church or I was too sad to go out of my room, being able to watch sermons helped a lot. And that's when I really started to take notes because you can pause. If you're at a actual sermon, you can't like pause what the preacher is saying, but when you're watching, you can pause. And um, I would like journal while I watch. So I started journaling a lot and just really spending a lot of one-on-one time with God, along with that community was very, very crucial.
Listen, shouts out to the community that understand the value in being a community. I think sometimes we take that for granted, not being attached to the community. So, listen, I'm grateful that you did what you had to do. I did the same thing too as well. I had to rely not only on my wife but also some brothers just to hold me down too as well because. Yeah, I never had ever felt like depressed ever in my life until that happened. So, thank
Yeah.
you for sharing that. So, come on, walk us through this musical journey. When did you first started doing music?
So I believe I started writing. I wrote my first verse in 2021, I want to say.
Okay.
So my dad, he sang, and it was something that often we did a lot. I was really shy about it, but my dad, he could sing, so he knew I could sing, so he would always pull that out of me. So when I lost him, I started to just do it more, I guess, because it was something that we did together. And so I discovered that I had a gift of writing, like poetry and stuff. So I think I was minoring in like creative writing at the time, and I was like, all these poems and stuff. If you put it to music, it's songwriting. So that's when I really started to dive in songwriting. And I thought coming in, since I was so shy, like I would just be a songwriter and like give the stuff I wrote to people. But when I started working with Melodic, he really pushed me. He was like, "No, you can do it." So that encouragement from him really pushed me to into artistry. So yeah.
Shouts out to Melodic B too as well. He is solid, real
Mhm.
solid guy, man. So, who were some of your musical inspirations growing up? Like, who kind of inspired you to even, get you into the element of finding your own singing voice and your creative writing process?
Yeah, I would definitely say younger. When I was younger, a lot of artists that inspired me was like Alicia Keys. As far as like the secular space, Alicia Keys. Probably like Rihanna when I was younger, and then like in the Christian or gospel space, Mary for sure.
Mm.
Um, who else? I feel like it was certain songs, not necessarily like certain artists, but like Mary for sure. Tasha Cobb, some of the classics. And then past couple years, I would say I became a really big fan of like Summer Walker, her, and then when I started singing, a lot of people told me I sound like her, so that was
You
kind of
do. You do.
crazy.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say like a lot of the top R&B girls I really gravitated towards, and I feel like listening to them kind of helped me to find my voice because I've always been like soft spoken, quiet, and I feel like in church, like most of the gospel singers were like these powerhouses, and I was like, oh, I wish that was me, but that is not me. So being able to listen to a lot of the newer R&B artists, they have like they're powerhouses, but I feel like they also have like um kind of the soft spokenness to them, like Janae Aiko, artists like that. They're
Mhm.
still kind of soft spoken like me, and they put that in their artistry, and so I was like, oh, maybe I can do it.
Right, right. So why did you choose to do it more on the faith-based side compared to just going traditional R&B?
Mhm. Yeah, so when I was growing in my faith, like lyrically, I naturally was putting Bible verses and stuff in there, and I actually didn't know about Christian R&B until 2022. And then when I found Christian R&B, I was like, oh my goodness, this is perfect because I didn't know it was like a big space. I guess I knew like how gospel kind of intertwined with R&B a little bit, but I didn't know that Christian R&B was actually like this space that I could be a part of. So as soon as I found, I think it was like a Christian R&B playlist on Spotify, I was like, oh my goodness. And I found all the wonderful Christian R&B artists that were already there. And so that's when I wrote Fill Me Up. That was my first Christian R&B song because I released a song in 2022. It was secular, but it was still clean because I feel like I naturally gravitated to like clean, um, music that kind of had faith-based principles. But as far as like Christian R&B, definitely as soon as I found it, I was like, this is perfect.
Was there a particular artist on that playlist that really like stood out to you? That was like, wow, I didn't know, they were doing it like on this level.
Yeah, I would say first, probably like V Rose.
Yes.
Um, V Rose. She was a big one. I feel like there's another one. Now, I don't know when I learned about Madison Ryan Ward, but later on into listening, I learned about her. She's probably like one of my favorites. Um, but yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
No, that's good though. Yeah, V Rose has been doing it for a long time. Shouts
Yeah,
out to V Rose. She has been making great music for a long time. Eris Ford too as well is another one who
yeah,
is doing
yeah.
great things in this space,
Mhm.
lady wise, and we can keep going. Angie Rose has done some things, rap and too as well, Christian R&B.
Yeah.
Listen, DJ Focus, we got to go to a quick break. I promise you, don't touch that dial. We coming right back with more from Sajay. Keep it locked. You're tuning to the Fixx. You know the Fixx is in.
Culture Radio.
We're not just background noise. We play the music that inspires you because every song has a story. Christian hip hop and R&B music and talk on Siriusxm channel 154, 24 hours a day. Holy Culture Radio is changing the game. Discussions about faith, arts, vocation, and education. We talk about the real issues that affect our communities and work together to find solutions. Join the discussion at holyculture.net and be heard.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You tap back into the Fixx. Still in the middle of our spiritual detox with the super talented Sajay. And come on and talk about this Fill Me Up track. So walk us through the creative process for it. So when you first arranged this track, did you write it first? Did you have to hear the production first? Were you working on the hook? So just take us into the lab, the studio, when you create and how you put this masterpiece together.
Yeah, so my writing process is actually kind of weird. I hear melodies first before I ever hear the beat or anything. So literally the first line, I stay out the way, I wake up, I gotta pray, popped in my head. I was at the gas station, just thinking about, I don't know, my faith or whatever. I had just finished reading the Gospels in order, which I realized I had never done before. So that really inspired the hook, the Holy Spirit fill me up. The story about the lady at the well really stood out to me. So I guess that was on my mind. And yeah, I came up with that first line and I was like, that's kind of catchy. So I put it in my voice memos and I was like, I wonder if I have a beat that would match it because I had like so many beats just in my phone sitting there. So I pulled up the beat that the song is on. I was like, it would literally fit perfectly. So from there, I finished writing the verse and the chorus, and the rest is history.
Were you surprised from the feedback once you put the song out? Like, was it kind of like overwhelming to you? Like, wow, you didn't know that many people like really listen to you and like rock with you on that level?
Yeah, so I kind of knew like the song was special because I had never heard anything like it really. And so I had no doubt about that, but I was definitely not expecting it to blow up at like as soon as I posted it. I really didn't even like the video. I just needed to post. I was focusing on like being consistent on social media. So yeah, I guess I definitely didn't expect people to compare me to like SZA and like her. Well, I had heard people say her before, but the comparison to so many great artists already was like mind blowing. I think that kind of really helps people gravitate towards it.
Yes, yeah. It's still a hit record though too as well. So to your point, and we talk about it all the time on the show. When you make hit music, it speaks for itself. Like people are going to celebrate good music, and you everything production wise from everything singing on it. Listen, it was right where it needed to be. So yeah. So what are we working on now? Because I know you have to be working on something.
Yeah, so right now, got a project in the works. I feel like I've been working on it for a while.
Mhm.
But I really just wanted it to be Holy Spirit filled. So just letting, God lead me and let me know like which songs would be best for the project, how long it's gonna be and all that. But yeah, as for now, y'all get some singles until it's completed and then I'll let y'all know.
Are you working with multiple producers, or are you still working with Melodic B? Like, who can we expect to help produce this thing?
Yeah, definitely melodic B for this one for sure, mostly. Um, there are a couple other people that I kind of thought about including their songs on it, but for now, mostly melodic B. I feel like we're kind of like a power team, and definitely want to see how far we can take that and what all we can create. So yeah,
That's smart though. You want to develop your sound, so absolutely. That's why I brought that up because yes, develop your sound and find your pocket, so that way, yeah, you can have a long career. Can we expect any collaborations? Is there a particular artist that you want to work with in the Christian R&B space, or Stevie Rizzo, or Young
yeah,
Chris, V Rose?
yes, for sure. There's so many. I feel like it'd be hard to dwindle it down to one person. But yeah, I've definitely had conversations about collabs. A lot of conversations. It's just um I don't know, just finding the right one. There's one in particular with what's his name? I can see his face, but I cannot think of his name. Uninvited. That
Uninvited, yes.
yeah, that
Oh,
I've kind of been, working on. So hopefully that'll be finished and come out soon. But yeah.
shouts out to Uninvited. That Strawberry Lane is ridiculous. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Uninvited.
yeah.
So I do want to ask, how do you balance it all? Obviously, you do seem like you're driven to really taking your music career to the next level. You definitely sound like you're grounded in a ministry that you are being fed and you're trying to be led by the Lord and serving ministry. And I would have to assume, are you courting? Are you dating right now? What does that look like with you trying to balance life and just being a believer and everything that comes at you? I know it has to be hectic at times.
Yes, it definitely is. I'm also finishing my last semester of college. Praise God.
Okay, praise God.
But yes, me and Melodic B are actually dating.
Okay,
So I feel
okay,
like I feel like
okay.
keeping God at the center of everything, like our relationship is God centered, our music is God centered, and being the fact that we even can like do our music together, I feel like um helps with the balance to me. I feel like a lot of people are like, what? How does that work? But I feel like when it's orchestrated by God, everything fits together. I would definitely say school is probably the hardest thing to tie in because my major kind of goes. I'm majoring in marketing, so it kind of goes along with the music and artistry. But as far as that, keeping God at the center, and then just focusing everything around that, the best way I know how to do it.
No, that's good, and shouts out to you and the Melodic B. I'm praying for y'all because, I don't think we have a whoa, I don't think we have a couple in this space that's doing music. So hopefully, we'll see what God do and God keep his hand on it. Maybe maybe, if God say so, y'all will take it to the next step and maybe y'all can continue to do music for a long, long time, especially like I say, for couples, because a lot of couples need to hear that there is hope because I hear a lot of horror stories about dating right now in 2024.
Definitely. I think Aries. I think not Aries. Yeah, I think Aries' husband makes some of her music. I'm not for sure. I think so. I think she posted that because I remember
Oh,
saying, well, "That's cool." I didn't think there were any other couples, like you said.
yeah. I,
Yeah.
I don't think Ayers. You talking about Ayers Ford?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he does. I think he does.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
does production too as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Yeah. I don't know
yeah,
about
yeah.
like the two artists though. Yeah.
Right. Because Melodic can do both. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
Mhm.
you in a blessed place. So I'm really praying the favor to just stay on your life because that's a
Thank
good little
you.
cheat code to have. You know what I'm saying? What would be some advice you would give to a young up and coming artist like yourself who maybe this is their first time in the game? They're looking to make music. What
Mhm.
what 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 encouraging words would you give them?
Yeah, I would say definitely to stay focused on God and everything else will fall into place. Um, focus on improving your craft, improving your skills, and focus on God. And for like upcoming Christian artists, make sure that your heart is in the right place overall. Because at the end of the day, I feel like our purpose is to grow the gospel, grow the kingdom, and spread the gospel. So as long as you focus on that, all the favor and blessings and will, fall on you and he will make a way, open doors that only he can open. So yeah.
What's some encouraging words you would say to a young lady who may be struggling to maybe either rededicate her life to God or even come to the faith? I
Yeah.
would have to imagine, as you go to church, you have somebody that just visited for the first time, or you might have some of your, some ladies that go to college with you who just see the spirit of God on you and just ask you, why you always smiling or why you always act this way? What would be some encouraging words you would give to them to encourage them to know God?
Yeah, I would say it's never too late. Anything you've done, anything, in the past is in the past. Yesterday's mistakes or anything like that, was yesterday's. Today is a new day. If you woke me up this morning, that's an opportunity to for you to get to know him, as long as you wake up, there's hope. Like keep the hope, guard your heart. I would say as far as the people you're around, sometimes it's hard because you do have to let go of people that's maybe leading you astray or anything like that, but I feel like that's a huge necessary step if you're trying to get to know God and do things God's way. And if you're new, just read the word as much as you can, get your spirit fed, and there's always hope. You know, as long as you have hope and faith, you're in a good position. So
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Sir Jay. Go ahead and tell the people how they connect with you, follow you on all your social media platforms, and please introduce your latest single.
yeah, you can find me on any platform: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's ITCEJAE. And yeah, my last song was No Worries. It came out a couple weeks ago. That's on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and a new single coming out soon. So yeah.
That's what's up. Keep it locked. You tuned into The Fixx. You know The Fixx is in.